Playoff dreams, NFC North dominance. Redemption for a franchise haunted by Barry's final rush and Megatron's silent sidelines. Detroit's offense needs more firepower and fast. The question every Lions fan is asking, how long do we wait? For that elusive next star at wide receiver before the window closes again? When your rivals are stacking weapons, Aaron Rodgers' new arsenal in Green Bay, the Vikings' relentless grind, even the Bears' unpredictable spark, the stakes couldn't be higher. The Lions can't afford to hesitate. They either make a bold move now or risk another off-season of second-guessing. What if Detroit already pulled the trigger on a piece that could reshape their receiving cores? Does that change everything heading into Week 1 against the Packers? This is Lions News Fan Report, your Detroit pulse for all things Honolulu blue and silver. Drop your takes now. Are you ready to see Detroit's next WR star take the field at Ford Field? Because tailgate talk just jumped from hopeful to heated, and the roar's already echoing through the city. Word out of training camp and draft. War rooms. Detroit refused to lead the 2025 NFL Draft without their guy. They didn't just pick a receiver. They traded up a massive 32 spots to snatch Isaac Tesla in the 3rd round. Not some late flyer, but a player Brad Holmes called his favorite wide receiver in the draft. That's a statement, and not the kind Lions fans hear every year without some real bite behind it. Tesla isn't your typical rookie story either. After dominating at Division II Hillsdale for 2 years, he transferred to Arkansas and made his mark against the sex elite. This isn't a project player. It's a guy who's ready to contribute now. As Week 1 looms, Tesla is set to step into a WR3 role behind Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams, a depth chart that, until now, felt thinner than most Detroit Lions offenses in recent memory. Guys like Caleb Raymond offer situational threat, but none have the confidence or draft investment like Tesla. Detroit's coaching staff isn't just expecting flashes. They're giving the blonde-haired rookie a real shot at immediate, regular snaps. Tesla himself is fired up, even talking about Lambeau leaps against the Packers at Lambeau Field. This is more than hype. It's a player ready to ignite a rivalry that matters intensely to Detroit fans. But why the urgency from Holmes and company to jump 32 draft slots? This isn't just about adding depth or a long-term project. It's about fitting a precise puzzle piece into Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson's offense. Speed, physicality, route running. Tesla checks all those boxes and brings a toughness that resonates with Detroit grit. The Lions' receiving corps has often felt too reliant on Amon-Ra and Williams alone. Adding a dynamic WR3 like Tesla could be the difference between a predictable attack and one that forces opposing defenses to respect every downfield threat, loosening the shackles on Jared Goff. It's a calculated gamble that finally looks like a front office with conviction. Something fans have been starving for since the days of stacked dreams gone cold. This move reshuffles the depth chart and ripples through the NFC North narrative. Green Bay and Minnesota will need to prepare for a Detroit receiving threat that's not just Amon-Ra and Jameson. The Packers' veteran secondary has weathered many storms, but a fresh face with Tesla's versatility and sec-tested toughness adds a wrinkle they can't ignore. Meanwhile, dominant running games in the division mean play action and timing routes suddenly get a whole new layer for Detroit. Ford Field will feel this before long. The growing confidence in Tesla means Lions fans might finally see that long-awaited next weapon emerge, a player who embodies past Lions legends, toughness and clutch knack, but arrives without the emotional baggage of past heartbreaks. Could this be the start of a new receiving era worth the risk, the urgency, and the trade capital spent? As the clock ticks down to kickoff against Green Bay, imagine the energy build with every snap Tesla takes. If you bleed Honolulu blue, smash that subscribe and ride with us all season. The time for patience is over. Embrace the roar of Ford Field and the hunger for something different. Now, here's where I get speculative, and yes, this is where Lions fandom gets speculative territory. Could Isaac Tesla be the player who finally holds the key to tipping the scales in the NFC North? Could his rookie punches carve open defenses where others struggled? My gut says Holmes and Campbell's bold move isn't just bravado. There's a wrinkle here that could lead to a breakout season, given the offensive scheme and his underrated physical gifts. Only time will tell if Tesla becomes a clutch playmaker or another near miss in Detroit's pursuit of respect. But if this kid pulls off just half of what his draft day rise suggests, we might be watching the next fridge in Lions receiving history. What do you think? How does Tesla change the conversation for Detroit's playoff future? This is Lions News Fan Report, always ready for battle. Let's hear it. What if this isn't the end of the shockwaves, but just the opening shot in Detroit's boldest move yet? Rival G-Miz are already circling, watching Holmes go all in, risking it all for that one piece that could tip the balance. But that's the move that could flip the season upside down. Imagine the NFC North defensive coordinators losing sleep over a rookie like Tesla stepping into the fray, forcing teams to rethink coverage schemes, and maybe, just maybe, finally forcing Jared Goff to trust that his receiving corps has the firepower to keep the fences honest. But quietly, whispers suggest Detroit's front office isn't done. Could the Lions be secretly sneaking toward another splash? Maybe that veteran wideout still lurking on the trade block? A move like that would send tremors through camp, shaking up depth charts, and placing a bold statement that Detroit is truly serious about ending their playoff drought. And if they do, what does that mean for the division's power balance? And then there's the coaching angle. Campbell's reputation hinges on clever risk-taking. A gamble on Tesla now. A calculated move that signals not just faith in youth, but a conviction to ride that speed and physicality straight into big lane territory. But what if all of this is a smokescreen? What if Holmes is secretly holding an ace card, waiting for a final explosive deadline deal? That type of move could turn the NFC North on its head, forcing Green Bay's aging secondary, Minnesota's relentless grind, and even the Bears' unpredictable sparks to scramble in the wind. Still, it's a high reward, high-risk game, because if Tesla falters or Detroit's depth isn't enough to withstand injuries, that's the kind of misfire that leaves fans shell-shocked, wondering if this season's magic was just a flash in the pan. And who's to say? For all the optimism, history's lessons loom large. The Lions trading away draft capital in the past, the heartbreaks that still sting, the ghosts of Barry Sanders and Megatron whispering that Detroit can't afford to get too far ahead of itself. Because if this move blows up, if the offense sputters under the weight of expectations, the fallout could be seismic. A fractured locker room, another all-season of second-guessing, and a future teetering on the edge of uncertainty. What if this gamble is the defining point? The moment Lions fans have been waiting for, or the move that finally exposes Detroit's fragile window. The stakes are sky high, the clock ticks louder with every snap, and the front office is playing a dangerous game, daring to believe this is the year the Lions break through and rewrite the narrative. Because if Holmes and Campbell nailed it, if Tesla becomes that clutch weapon, Detroit could be rewriting the division story, turning past heartbreak into future glory. Or we're about to watch the whole house of cards collapse, proving that no matter how bold the move, the football gods aren't easy to outsmart. And that, Lions fans, is exactly the crossroads we're standing at. One last shot at glory, a chance to harness that Motor City grit, or forever be haunted by what might have been. As the deadline approaches, all eyes are on Ford Field, ready to see if the front office's gamble pays off, or if this will be yet another chapter of what could have been in Detroit's storied quest for respect. Because if they're going all in now, we might be witnessing the dawn of a dynasty, or the death of that Lions playoff hope we cling to. And frankly, I'm all in hope, fear, and raw pride crashing together, waiting to see how this story finally unfolds.